Warning, this podcast contains grown-up subjects and big boy words. It is intended for adults only, but we won't tell on you if you don't tell our grandmas how many swears we did.
Welcome to Only Mostly Thread, where three creative professionals thread our way through the frightening forests of peculiar posts, attempt to answer curious questions, and dive deep into Reddit's reserves, all to bring something special to you. I'm your friendly neighborhood film guy and hairiest host, Devin Hoy.
I'm your metal musician and resident asshole, Lily Taylor.
I'm your rambling writer and hostess with the mostest anxiety, Sarah Flourish.
We did it!
Who's familiar with the sport of golf?
Why?
Familiar in I know that it exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, here's a little trivia question for you. Why do golfers bring an extra pair of socks whenever they go golfing?
Devin, why is this sounding like a joke? Like a dad joke?
It is a joke. I think the punchline is because I hate you.
Why do golfers bring an extra pair of socks when they go golfing?
Why? No.
In case they get a
hole in one. Hey,
God.
there it is.
I was right there.
That was actually pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't hate that.
Hey.
Yeah, that wasn't terrible. We should have a tier system where we rate his jokes and he can slowly try to crawl out of that hole in the good place where they're trying to get points to go to heaven. And maybe someday Devin will get out of hell. I doubt it, but it's worth a shot.
Only Beezus can save you, and you know it.
Yeah, well, because with every joke that gets points based on it being good also loses points for being a dad joke.
It's true. It's so bad that it's good, or it's so good that it's bad. No one even knows anymore.
Yeah, I can never get out. But here we are with nothing else to talk about, so I guess it's time.
Wow. I mean, you didn't ask us if we had anything going on in our lives, but I mean, fine, sure, whatever.
Okay, sure. What's going?
Guy. Let's just go ahead and nut.
Right. No preamble. Let's just get right into it, I guess. Whatever. Just wants to nut. Have you ever heard of foreplay?
There's no recovery, so we just move forward. Here we play a game that is an acronym. We say NUT, and what we mean is Nuclear Unit Tussle, where we look at popular Ask Reddit threads or unpopular Ask Reddit threads, but we try and guess what the top answers are, and whoever gets the closest to the top wins, because we have a point system going down through the top 10 answers. So that's what we're going to do now.
Mm-hmm.
First, do we want to look at the scoreboard?
Yeah, let's look at the scoreboard.
Yes. All right. Sarah didn't pull it up.
We're not going to talk about it. We're just going to look at it.
Just going to look at it.
Dead
just
silence.
Sarah's going to look at the scoreboard real quick.
And nod.
The other two of us don't get anything.
Nope.
Okay, scoreboard update. Devin is at 48, Lily 59, and I'm at 64.
Devin, you're sucking butts over here. You need to work on something. I don't know.
Well, it's not a race, Devin said, remember?
Oh, that's right. To him, because he's losing. It's not a race.
Slow
I remember
and
now.
steady is the walk that you're taking.
Is the choice that you have made.
I'm just happy to be here.
That's what they all say.
That's how you win races.
All right.
So this question is posted by user LilWhite3, and they ask, what is the scariest noise that can be heard while in the wild?
A rattlesnake. Just saying. Growing up in rural
scary.
Pennsylvania.
You just hear the rattle of a rattlesnake tail.
Yeah. That's no good.
The voice of someone who you know is not with you in the wild.
Ooh,
dang
that's terrifying.
So you're going to say
Too
something
quick.
related to skinwalkers?
I don't know what that is.
Or whatever his name
My
is.
answer was going to be a whisper.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Unless you're with someone and they whisper to you.
Which is scary, because if you're both alone in the wild, why are they whispering?
That's true. So skinwalkers, I'm not the person to be giving a great explanation, but I think it's Native American lore, and it's a monster or a spirit or a demon or something that takes on the form or the voice of, it could be you or someone you know. I think that's what it is. Hunter would be so disappointed.
That's so creepy.
I don't remember, but yeah, it is super creepy.
We need to write it down that we should ask him about it when he comes on the podcast.
Good idea.
Because
Oh my
I'm
God, he
very
loves
interested in
shit.
that. That sounds fascinating. And we'd actually learn something, which is new because usually we just talk about nonsense. So
I haven't learned anything in the last 12 years of my life.
You've learned that your jokes are really bad.
Nope, I clearly haven't.
You learned the difference between nuclear and nuclear.
Oh, that's true. And that there is no
don't
difference.
say you didn't learn anything. You just learned something in the last however many months we've been doing this podcast.
Although I think,
Sarah, it's been 12 years.
I think after we did that episode, I saw like a TikTok of some like celebrities will go on and like do like mispronounced words. And somebody said that it was like, it's nuclear, not nuclear, or whatever the hell it was. And I was just like, I don't know, though, because I feel like it's either or. But I think it's like a tomato thing.
Oh, they said you could say either one?
No, they didn't say that. They picked one. But I think it's because it's like it's almost like a cultural phenomenon when it comes to like words like that, where it's like, if you say it this way, it's wrong, but only if you're in Europe, you know what I mean? Like they'll pronounce things differently, or we'll pronounce things differently. And
interesting.
Generally, the United States is wrong because that happens a lot. But yeah.
Well, Google said there was a definitive answer, but maybe that was like.
But Google said it could be either or, that it was just like how you spell it, but it means the same thing, I thought. Am I going to have to look this up again?
Oh, did they say you could? We should definitely not look it up again.
We'll get into a whole thing. But no, I'm pretty sure it was just like tomato. Like it was just.
Nuclear, from what I recall.
One of them was an often mispronunciation of the other word. So I guess one of them's technically not real.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. It said one of them is used a lot to mean nuclear.
That's fair.
But it doesn't. But
that's
what I mean in my brain. That just means they're the same.
Yeah, but the way language works now, it does mean that.
Right.
It's just not accepted in an essay or anything, or article.
Yeah, I mean, society, like we create language just by using a word enough. So eventually it probably will be acceptable if it continues to be confused, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep. Did you know that J.R.R. Tolkien, whenever he was Tolkien, I'm pronouncing that wrong, and the internet is going to light me on fire.
It's pronounced J.R.R. Tolkien.
Okay, that's not it. But anyway, he, I guess, like when his books were being like looked at, somebody like chastised him for saying dwarves and not dwarfs, because the Oxford Dictionary said that it was supposed to be dwarfs, and he was like, don't scold me, I wrote the Oxford Dictionary, which is actually true. Apparently he did.
What?
That's awesome.
I didn't know that, and I was like, shit. That's a pull when you're just like, fuck you, I wrote that book.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I prefer the V in dwarves and elves.
Agree.
Me too. Phonetically, it's just better.
Yeah, he knew what he was doing.
So wait, dwarfs is correct. It's not dwarves with a V?
Well,
it's dwarves now.
Yeah. I mean, if he wrote it, I feel like it's whatever he wanted it to be.
Because of... Wait, he's Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tolkien...
He wrote The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings and a lot of other things.
Completely acceptable because of him.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And like Gary Gygax, when he wrote Dungeons and Dragons and stuff, not appropriate, but well, yeah, the right
kind
use of that word, but not like a cultural shame sort of thing. He appropriated the dwarves with a V because it's just cooler, and Tolkien said it was that way, and then it spread in popularity from there betwixt the two of them, I think.
Wow. See, I learn something new every time we record a podcast. So I don't know what you're doing, Devin. Knowing stuff before you come in.
Sure.
I
Okay.
was trying to find it and I couldn't find it. So let's talk about the scariest noise in the wild. I still think I think a rattlesnake will be on there, but I don't know if it's going to be very high. I feel like your like spirit ghosts are going to be on there because of horror movies.
I think the right move is to go like straight up psychological, like existential scary.
That's kind of where I think this is going.
But I don't watch enough scary movies to be like enough of a, you know.
The scariest voice would be to hear my name if I'm alone. Like if I think I'm alone, to hear my name.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it depends on like how the name is. Because if it's just like, Sarah.
True. Because then I'm like,
what?
Yeah, someone probably knows me.
Someone's found me. But if it's like, Sarah.
Yeah, true. Okay, what about hearing your own voice?
Ooh,
Like
that's weird.
Obviously
That's
not in
scary.
your own head, but
I mean, I don't know if I would know that it was my voice immediately because like I don't listen to myself
that's
that
an interesting
much.
thought. Would you
Someone
know
doesn't
your
listen
own
to
voice?
the podcast. No.
Yeah, but like you don't
It's
listen
not
to your
fun to hear your own
voice
voice.
the same way. Like yeah, I guess I don't know if it would sound the same
hearing
as
it
in your head.
in real life. What if? First, I want to know if my answer is different enough.
A whisper? For sure.
Okay. I also want to think about like intense breathing or something.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
What if you
Just
heard
like
the spiders from Harry Potter? The acromantulas.
They just sound,
They're
according
just clicking.
according to Hollywood, they sound like plucks on string instruments. Because that's the score, the universal score for spiders is plucks on string instruments.
Okay, does like dead silence count? Because if I was in nature and hearing like a lot of nature noises and suddenly I heard nothing.
Oh,
I think
I
think that's the scariest thing. Nothing.
Yeah, because then I would think I went into one of those places that they talk about on certain like creepy Reddit threads where they find like, people that find like staircases in the woods that lead to nowhere, but you're not supposed to climb them because something bad happens. I don't know. You go to another dimension. This is another thing we can ask Hunter about. Let me just jot this down to ask Hunter. Yeah.
I mean, I don't go on Reddit very much, but when I do, it's
a whole thing.
I don't know anything about those things.
Just like
that's confusing. That was the rejected most interesting man in the world commercial. I don't go on Reddit much, but when I do, it's not weird stuff.
That was pretty good. That was much better than your golf socks joke.
All right, shut up.
Oh my God. Okay, I feel like I've heard Devin say shut up 2 times in my whole life, and they're both been on the podcast. One to me and one to you.
I was going to say both directed at me, but I guess not.
Recording the podcast brings out the edgiest side of me. And turns out that's just shut up.
And he's still like, shut up. Like, it's not even aggressive. He's just like, shut up.
Right. This brings out the worst in Devin, which is still better than most people.
Right. The worst in Devin is still like a unicorn butterfly floating through a sunny field of nonsense.
Aww.
With poofy clouds.
So true.
Like a Lisa Frank folder cover.
Yeah.
That's rad.
It's pretty rad.
That's a lot of joy.
Yeah, I'd be into butterflies if they were unicorn butterflies. Instead, they're just like, these are unpredictable flitting creatures and they're erratic.
Scariest noise in the wild. I think I'm going to go with rattlesnake because I feel like nothing is the scariest thing. And Sarah already said that. So.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Now that our answers are diverse enough, Sarah, if you're going with nothing, like just silence, I'll go with a whisper, and Lily, you can broaden rattlesnake into like the sound of a dangerous predator or something.
Yeah.
That's good. Ooh, I'm feeling good about our answers tonight, guys.
All right. Let's do this.
Well, that means we're not getting any points.
Yeah.
Shut up,
That's totally fair. Every time we feel good about it, we're not on the fucking board at all. Okay, so Banana for You All says baby crying. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's the skinwalker thing.
How is that the first thing you think of? That's so weird.
Yeah.
Well, because a lot of people think they hear babies crying because a cougar. Yeah. Mr. Mojo Ryzen 83 said it's a cougar for those following along. Like there are certain, and a mountain lion sounds like a woman screaming.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Foxes mating sounds like a person screaming. But
I wonder if they've adapted to that kind of thing.
I want to put a pin in this because she said that foxes sound like something specific, and I'm sorry, but my wealth of knowledge tells me that foxes sound like.
Oh man!
I just wanted to point that out. That you're clearly wrong, and that's okay. But I know what the fox says, so.
Thank you. I've been corrected.
I was wondering if they've adapted to that because like apparently cats meow to humans only because they've adapted to it and it kind of mimics like sounds of babies.
Oh, that's interesting.
So maybe what I mean is maybe
How many cat articles have you been reading? Cat Dad.
It was a long time ago, but maybe the cougar has adapted to sound like a crying child to lure in predators to eat, or whenever foxes are having sex, they want to sound like crying babies or screaming
really
people.
Weird.
Because they're real kinky, and I'm not going to shame them.
Okay.
That's good of you.
All right.
The apothecarium said none. Meaning if the woods go silent, you're fucked. Oh,
yep.
yeah.
Sarah gets 9 points. Woo-woo.
That's a lot of points. Are you at 72?
I'll let you know in just a sec when I get the scoreboard back up.
I think 73.
Okay, I got 9 points. I get 73.
Yeah.
I was at 64. You guys, I can almost taste the nut faster.
Nope.
Okay. Wow.
You realize
you really went there, didn't you?
Eventually, there'll be enough people who watch the show that at least one of them will be capable of making their own sound bites.
Yep. And it'll be Sarah going, I can almost taste the nut.
It's worth it. It's worth it for the fame and success.
Wait, and it's just a gif of her eating a peanut wrong, like without unshelling it.
Oh no.
I can almost taste the nut.
Stop giving them ideas.
No,
it's
that's
definitely not the worst thing that could happen.
That is the best possible idea. It could have been a lot worse.
So unfortunate.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Rekez99 says, it's not something you can't recognize, but someone you do recognize who you know shouldn't be there.
That's the skinwalker thing, right?
Yeah, but so is the baby crying.
Yeah.
And it's not a whisper, so it doesn't count.
And Squat Corgi Legs says a mountain lion or bobcat screaming, which I feel like gets me on the board because predators.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
I should have widened mine from being whispers to being like a voice of a human.
7 points.
Lily, you're up to 68.
Ooh, almost nice.
Almost nice. It's not nice.
Welcome to the internet.
So rude.
Oh, because you're 1 away from 69.
Because 69's the sex number.
I get it.
That's the naughty sex number.
Okay.
It's Sarah's turn.
Yep.
I wasn't just loudly.
She's resting on her laurels.
drinking my
She's already
drink,
put
right?
in the hard work. And she's like,
I'm
right.
done now.
She's like, bench me, coach. I already scored all the touchdowns. I don't know how sports work.
No, that's basically football.
That's basically it. Yeah, I mean.
Okay,
You meet your
5S.
quota, then you sit down.
5SPD4WD said the Aztec death whistle.
Oh.
Someone
The
did
Aztec?
link a Wikipedia and a YouTube link.
The Wikipedia is cool, but not quite worth it. But I think it was on a Discovery special that I've seen clips of that I've heard the sound. And it is quite a sound. We can take a 5-second break and everybody just listen to that real quick.
Are we gonna listen to it?
I was listening to it.
Oh,
Jesus.
Skip ahead to 50
Hey.
seconds to hear the whistle.
okay.
What the fuck? Oh my God. I would die. I would have a heart attack. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's not what I was
Ugh.
expecting. It sounds like
It
it's
sounds like a person
blood-curdling
screaming.
screams. Yeah, it's really not good.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And it's just a whistle.
Just absolutely terrifying.
Well,
It's your turn, Devin.
Yeah, Mimsy the Bun says a branch breaking followed by an unknown voice saying, "Shh." That's scary. People are sneaking up on you, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
It doesn't fit the whisper, Bill.
Yeah,
Because
no.
I was imagining the psychological terror of like, you think you're alone and
Yeah.
then you hear a whisper, which means that somebody is like there, even though no one's there.
Right.
Here, the crushing steel says creepy laughing. And then you're just in a video game. So,
Yeah. Oh God.
What constitutes a creepy laugh?
I mean, I think it would be like, or like a maniacal laugh or anything that's, it's dark out. You're already going to be
Yeah.
scared. Just any kind of laugh, I think is.
Honestly, yes.
What if it was just a person going like, like that's also creepy.
Okay, we've heard two. Sarah, give your best creepy laugh. This is official. We've done it twice already with Wookiees and dial-up tone.
Okay, so for me, I'm picturing just some creepy guy laughing in a really off-putting way, like, ha, 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 ha. And then I would just poop and also die.
Do you guys want to hear the one that I just did for the Master Sword album that's not out yet?
Yeah.
Sure.
So you're a professional laugh track
Special
person?
treats? Yeah, that's not even
now
fair.
I guess I am. No,
is
but I
this?
did this. That's not the laugh. But I did this for the album. It's like on one of the creepier songs, but it's gonna like have effects on it and stuff. But it's basically like
Well, it didn't come through
Ooh.
Discord, but I'm
I
sure
could hear a
it'll be
little
on
of
the
it.
episode.
Yeah.
I heard it through the door.
But it's like I didn't do it as loud as I did it on the album. I like started out with kind of like a scream on the album, and then
It's the one today
very creepy.
was very Koyum and Kotek from the Legend of Zelda games.
Yeah.
They're witches.
Oh, okay.
Do you think it's Koyum and Kotke? Whatever.
I don't know.
Because they're Japanese names. Right. Creepy laugh. I think maybe a creepy laugh. I could go in two directions. Just a just like the wheeze laughing.
It's hard because I feel like the filter is like cutting out some of it. So
Yes,
like all I
it's
saw was
extra.
just you like
Yeah. Did mine come through?
with no sound.
Yeah, yours came through.
Okay, good. Because I was feeling
Mine
really awkward watching Devin do that. Being like, please
Okay, fine.
don't let that happen to me.
Fine. Take two. Creepy laugh.
Was it
Nothing.
silence?
Did you do
Because
it on
that's-
purpose?
Nothing?
Nothing happened.
No, you'll hear when the episode comes out.
I know. Like we sound like insane people when we can't hear stuff that you do, but it like when you're listening to the podcast, it's right there. So weird.
They get the enjoyment out of it.
Yep.
So we did it.
Shit on your keyboard says nothing. No noise around
No
you at
thanks.
all.
That's
But we
weird.
already that was already an answer though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
we
was
should
already
get
one.
rid of
I
that
was
one.
just saying no
Yeah.
thanks to their
Shit
to
on
their
your
username.
keyboard. DeWright 36 said, your mother shouting from her porch, telling you she's going to whoop your ass if you ain't home in 2 minutes.
That one's
funny.
just a real sound.
Yeah.
Freestyle 43 says ambient noise like wind and insects and then dead silence immediately. You really snagged this one.
And
Yeah, I
then
had my
Vegas
finger
Life,
on the pulse on this one.
Vegas Life 84 says banjo music, and that's number 10.
Well, there were two silence ones, so we should
Yeah.
do one more.
Yeah, I thought that was number 10, including the
No,
silence
there were
one.
two additional silence ones because the one we
Oh.
just read was.
Okay.
Not Smegma on demand. Nice. Said, a clown nose honking. Ooh.
That's creepy.
I hate that.
Sarah said that she had her finger on the pulse, and that made me think just a heartbeat. That would be
Oh.
scary.
Oh
that
my
would be-
God.
Horrible.
That'd be so scary. Oh my God. One of the other answers, I know it's not on the board, but it says baby shark playing in a loop no matter how deep you go into the woods, desert, sea, outer space, or just under your blanket. That person has kids. Oof.
Nobody says whisper as I scroll through. What a bunch of losers. Well, you guys got points. Let's see if the trend continues with a second nut. The second helping.
Oh, that's
Ooh,
really
Lily,
hard.
I think we should record a Let's Get Ready to Nut intro to our nut game, and you should record it. Yeah, I loved that.
No, it's already there. That's it. That's the,
He's gonna get that and just plop it in every time.
Boom.
and we can never talk about it again because if we do, then it has to happen. And I'm lazy.
Nice. Posted by user Cryonic TTVYT. What movie character was so perfectly played by their actor that nobody could replace them for said role?
Michael Scott.
Oh, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Carell. Obviously, Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark.
Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, that's really good.
That's a great one. Who's super iconic?
Brendan Fraser.
Oh,
Brendan Fraser. Sorry, Brendan Fraser
as Rick
as
O'Connell.
Rick O'Connell.
That's a
The
great
Mummy.
one.
They tried to make another Mummy with Tom Cruise,
Well, that
blockbuster champion.
That wasn't the
and it
only thing
flopped.
wrong with that movie, though. But yeah, I
I'm
agree.
just saying, no Brendan Fraser, no movie.
I think I'm gonna stick with my answer. I don't know if it'll be on there though. I feel like these are gonna be more current things.
I think Robert Downey Jr. is going to be on there, so I'm sticking with that.
I think that's a solid guess.
Will they go for Michael or will they go for like Dwight? Somebody that's more of like a weirdo character.
Here's the problem.
Stanley, that's who you should
There's
go
already
for.
2 versions of The Office.
Yeah, that doesn't really...
But I guess...
He's really David Brent redone as Michael Scott.
Yeah, but I guess chronologically, if you're thinking about it, Steve Carell replaced Ricky Gervais.
Right, so Ricky Gervais could have been replaced, but Steve Carell can't be replaced.
Steve Carell couldn't, yeah.
Oh, Hannibal Lecter is so good. I feel like villains would be...
Yeah.
Would be good choices. Because they get so ingrained.
Like Jeremy Irons as Scar from The Lion King.
Yeah, but did they do it? I haven't seen the new one, so I can't speak to that, but I'm assuming that is correct.
It's not great.
Just based on my love of Jeremy Irons and stubbornness and refusal to change.
They don't even sing Be Prepared.
I'm aware.
All the other songs
Why
in
do you
there.
think I haven't fucking seen it? Because if you take the best song out, I'm not going to fucking watch it.
Can you picture anybody but Mike Myers doing Shrek?
No.
See?
That's good.
It's different I feel like it is different if it's just a voice.
I feel like comedians, and I don't mean this to be, I feel like this is going to come off as like a really dick thing to say, but I feel like but I feel like roles like Leslie Knope, which I almost said, I was like, but I bet you fucking Tina Fey could have done that too. I feel like I know of a lot more talented comedians, and I think that's why, in my mind, somebody else could have done the role just as well. It just would have been different. And then I never would have known.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's different.
Also, like, Nick
Offerman. Yeah.
I wonder if this means, like, could you go back and have had somebody else playing those characters instead? Or is it like if they made another one to replace them? So, like, Shrek, if it wasn't Mike Myers in the first place, yeah, maybe I wouldn't have cared. But now, if you went back and put somebody else in I just watched Shrek 1, 2, and 3 this week. But that's why it's on the brain.
I feel like it could definitely be interpreted either way.
Of a good time.
Right? But yeah, like, so if they made another Shrek, if it was somebody other than somebody other than Mike Myers, then I feel like I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah.
And same with The Office. Like, if it was another character, if Michael Scott was played by one of the other people that were in the running, then I might have not known the difference.
Exactly. But I think this question can be interpreted either way. Like the way that it's worded, you could assume that they're saying that person never would have got it and it would have always been this guy, or that this person played it so perfectly that if they ever tried to recast, it wouldn't work. I think you could go either way.
It's the second one. It's living in the space where a character has been so perfectly played by an actor.
I want to switch it to Tony Soprano.
Okay.
I know almost nothing about that world. But did you know, this is not related to The Sopranos, but I'm just trying to hop on a cart that I pushed a little tiny bit ago. Keanu Reeves wasn't the first consideration for Neo in The Matrix. It was Will Smith. And Will Smith, rumor has it, Will Smith turned it down because he thought it was too broad of an idea and instead did Wild Wild West.
Which is so funny considering. The Matrix to me is like a more put together movie than Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West was like I really enjoyed Wild Wild West. It was a lot of fun, but it was fucking weird.
Yeah, it's a fun movie, but The Matrix is an exemplary example of movie making, which we can get into my thoughts on the first Matrix movies versus the fourth one. The key difference being the first three were heavily storyboarded and planned out and then shot to that, where the fourth one was what is plaguing most action movies nowadays. And dramas and comedies for that matter, where what they do is they shoot coverage and then they find the edit in the edit room, where you can tell if you watch the first Matrix movie then watch the fourth one, it should be like a class example on like why that matters, because the first one, every single thing in it has intent and purpose.
Yeah.
And the fourth one, they're like, I guess we'll get what we get and it'll be cool, and then it isn't.
That's a bummer. But also is exactly what happened. So, all right, are we ready?
Yeah. So we have Tony Soprano. We have.
Should I have gone with Michael Scott?
It's up to you.
Lily, what was yours?
Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter.
As Hannibal Lecter. Okay.
Which I still don't think is going to be on there, but I'm stubborn and I'm going with it. So.
Stick by your guns.
Finger guns.
Devin, what are you doing?
Robert Downey Jr. as
right,
Tony Stark, Iron Man.
Because, like...
See, I would have said Josh Brolin as Thanos if I was going with Marvel, because I thought he was just perfect.
Yeah, but, like, the reason the MCU kicked off, I feel was
because Robert Downey Jr. Yeah.
I forget her name, but she is the casting director for most of the Marvel movies. But she started with Iron Man, obviously, and, like, Tony Stark basically was Robert Downey Jr.'s career, like, trajectory.
Yep.
Because I also want to say Dwight, but I also feel like Michael Scott was so incredible because he had such a great arc.
Steve Carell brought so much to the table. Like all of the other actors who were on that show, whenever they talk about Steve Carell, they talk about how phenomenal and like what a timing, improv, comedy, like straight face force of nature he was.
Yeah. People say that about James Gandolfini, though, too. But he's also dead. That makes it different.
They talk about his comedic timing and probabilities.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he did have some comedic timing. But yeah, they talk about how he really
feel
just, like led the show.
Office
I'll go with
Steve
Carell.
Top of consciousness all the time than The Sopranos is. That's
especially if we're talking about the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with Michael Scott, Steve Carell.
Okay, let's do it.
Damn.
Well, I'm so mad.
That's such a good
one. I'm also
one.
mad at myself for reacting before saying what it is. I'm double mad.
Doom 624 says J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, and they are fucking right. Like, he nails it. It doesn't work with anybody else.
He survived the Sony to Marvel transition in that he's also J. Jonah Jameson in like the Tom Holland Spider-Verse because he was just so perfect for the role. That's a really good one. Congratulations, Doom 624.
Chulu of
Hunter's
Doom.
going to be very disappointed in you.
I know.
What is it about? What is it from?
That's Cthulhu.
What is it?
Cthulhu?
You don't know what Cthulhu is?
No.
Girl.
H.P. Lovecraft, Sleeping God, Tentacle Monster, Insanity.
Nope.
Well.
I don't like monsters.
Everybody gets to learn a new thing because they haven't come across a certain thing, and that's no judgment on their character.
The fact that you had to say that makes me feel like you might have
so
judged
hard
my
right
character.
That's something that I firmly believe. Like, because for a long time I hadn't seen Clockwork Orange, and I'm like, I'm a film major and stuff, and people like judge me hard, and I'm like, listen, my life experiences have not led me to sitting down in front of a Clockwork Orange playing. And it doesn't make me a worse person.
I still haven't seen Clockwork Orange because it looks terrible. Why would I watch that?
As a film major, I vehemently hated A Clockwork Orange. Hated it so much.
It was not a great movie.
Ugh.
It wasn't good.
But I am judging you for not knowing what Cthulhu.
I mean, Cthulhu sounds kind of familiar, but what is it? Is it a movie? It's in a movie?
Honey.
It's a sleeping god that we cannot comprehend it. The beginning to understand it drives people insane.
Is it in a movie?
Cthulhu is a fictional cosmic entity created by writer H.P. Lovecraft. It was first introduced in his short story, The Call of Cthulhu, blah, 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 blah. But it's like the sleeping god.
Yeah, I haven't read much Lovecraft. Yeah.
But you'll also see stuff like that in like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. So...
Yes. Well, we all know that I know everything when we play Dungeons and Dragons. I'm obviously the reference, basically.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Cthulhu of Doom said Rowan Atkinson as Mr. Bean, which is a really, really good answer.
That's a really good one, too.
Yeah. Really good answer.
I'm really upset that I didn't think of a lot of these.
Any Consequence 6978 says... Christoph Waltz in Inglourious Bastards. Tarantino has made it quite clear that they may not have been able to make the movie work if they didn't find him. He spoke 4 different languages in one movie.
Yeah.
And also was just fucking phenomenal. I was just talking about him the other day, too. And I just didn't even think of him. And I'm really upset because I literally thought of this and then I was like, no, I could imagine a few other people playing it, but apparently people disagree with me. Our taxer, I have no idea, says Alan Rickman as Severus Snape.
Oh, damn it. That's
I
great.
disagree because I think Alan Rickman was great, but I don't think that he's irreplaceable as Severus Snape. But I think that's because the Harry Potter films for me weren't as good as the books, and I feel like most of those actors could be replaced in my brain.
I take issue with that. I think after Alan Rickman's performance, he is inseparable from Severus Snape and no one else could do it. He's not the Snape from the books. He doesn't fulfill any of those descriptions except like black greasy hair.
I know, and which is probably why it bothers me. Like, and I thought he was great. I thought he did a phenomenal job. It's just that like in my mind, he absolutely could have been played by a different person.
I think he did to Snape what Hugh Jackman did to Logan Wolverine, in that the description of Logan is like this 4'8", super hairy, stocky, like build, like feral bub. And then Hugh Jackman comes in who's like 6'1" and like slender, like, but he owned it and he made that Wolverine.
But I also feel like Wolverine could absolutely be played by someone else. That's a very replaceable character. Like, I feel like you just made my point.
But once they've played it, I feel like replaced means that that actor who played it has been playing it, and then this other person comes in. Because if it was like instead, it's different.
Yeah, but
Marvel I feel like they could absolutely cast a new Wolverine now, and it would be fine.
Okay. They could. I'm not saying he's irreplaceable. I'm saying that Alan Rickman did a similar thing that he did, except I think Alan Rickman is irreplaceable. Where like Marvel, you can literally replace anybody willy-nilly. And Wolverine, you could replace him. But Snape, like, that basically exists as one universe, and he was so iconic.
I mean, I still disagree. Like, they could do another Snape story with somebody else, and I think it would be just as good. It would be difficult to find an actor.
Well with Solo, that poor guy who
nobody cares about
Harrison
him.
Ford. Because he's not Harrison Ford.
But like, people would want to see a story about younger Snape, I think, and like his interactions with Lily and James. But that's just me, just my opinion.
Far AD3346 says Nick Offerman as Ron Swanson. Lily, did you?
And you even said that. No, Devin did.
That.
Oh, Devin said it.
But I didn't cement it because
I mean, it's true though.
We're only like 5 down.
It really is.
Like when he said that, I was like, oh, well, that's different. Whenever I was talking about like comedians being able to replace other comedians because there are so many talented ones, and you said Ron Swanson, I said, oh, well, that's different because Nick Offerman.
Yeah. And also Retta as Donna Meagle.
Oh my God. Yes.
So iconic.
But I feel like Tom Haverford and Andy Dwyer and Jerry, they could all be replaced by different people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They did an amazing job.
Yeah, and I still feel like Tina Fey would have also done a really good job as Leslie Knope. I would rather that have not happened because I love Leslie as she is.
But Tina Fey probably, yeah.
But
But I wouldn't have wanted Tina Fey to come in and do it after I had already seen.
That's true. That would have been weird.
Right, right.
Squiggy 1975 says Arnold as the Terminator.
I disagree. I could see pretty much anyone replacing Arnold in anything except for Kindergarten Cop. I couldn't see anybody else doing that movie. He did a really good job.
It's not a tumor.
Oh my God, stop. Diagrammer says Christopher Lloyd as Doc Emmett Brown. That's fair. But I mean, like, I don't know.
Any old guy with white hair and
he was really good.
You've seen one old white guy. You've seen them all.
I do love me some Christopher Lloyd, though.
I mean, he is great. Yeah. He's great. But, like...
I'm not saying he didn't do a good job.
Right.
Yeah.
Irreplaceable? Better than Michael Scott? I don't know.
This next one I should have thought of as well.
Tadio... Big
what is
something...
that?
Okay, but it is
Tad,
saying something.
It's like, it's Leet speak for Tad loves Big Mouth.
Thank you. Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford himself said, when I'm gone, he's gone. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And the person below him said Harrison Ford is Han Solo too, which we have actual evidence of because that movie bombed. Pirate John 75.
This should be the only answer.
Pirate John 75 says John Malkovich in Being John Malkovich.
That's a good answer.
Yeah,
That's
that would
hilarious.
be weird if it were someone else.
Mm-hmm.
That's so funny.
Schumacher says Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. That's a really good one too.
Yeah, and that's number 10.
Damn it, guys. We did so bad.
You know what? Remember when I said I feel good about our answers and Devin said that's how we get no points? And then I didn't say it this time and we got no points.
Huh.
Yep.
Huh. It's backwards.
Yeah.
You should say it every time.
So maybe next time I'll try some fucking positivity.
So a handful down is Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter. But I
really?
also...
Before Robert Downey Jr.?
I thought Anthony Hopkins was the best one out of the three of us.
Honestly, though, I forgot that there's that show where Mads Mikkelsen also plays Hannibal Lecter, and he did a really fucking good job. I totally forgot about that show.
The show Hannibal?
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
I mean, like, Anthony Hopkins was better, and I loved it way more, but...
I felt like it was a different universe's Hannibal. I didn't feel like he replaced the Silence of the Lambs Hannibal Lecter.
No.
I just want to say that one answer below that one is RDJ as Tony Stark, and it's been awarded, but it's not in the top 10.
That's so weird.
I also should have thought of Patrick Stewart as Professor X, Charles Xavier.
I thought you were going to say Captain Picard.
Because... No, well, yeah, that too.
I think that's very true.
But I think like they chose Patrick Stewart because the art in the X-Men comics already was like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
And then while we're on that thread, Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool.
They have Gary Oldman as Count Dracula too, which I kind of agree with. I don't like any of the Draculas that are not Gary Oldman. He just cemented that character for me.
Okay, well, can Gary Oldman stand up to Adam Sandler? I couldn't even say it. Hotel Transylvania, he's Count Dracula. Adam Sandler.
Hold on a second, I'll be right back.
Of the great hits such as Hubie Halloween and she's coming in to smack me. Don't let the cats in.
Oh, hey, Lily.
Such classics as Hubie Halloween and Hotel Transylvania 2.
Sorry about that. Had something really important to take care of.
All right, well... I didn't get any points today.
Nope.
So I'm at 48?
Devin's doing No Nut February 28th.
Nut free February.
Nut free February.
There you go.
Do I have 48 points?
I believe you do. Yes. Devin, you're at 48. Lily, you're at 68. And I'm at 73.
Devin, you way behind.
It's anyone's game.
It's
literally anyone.
Sarah Rye's game.
Who knows though? Because the spread really, like, if Devin has,
it's true. If he has 2 good days, yeah,
and we don't get any,
he's
right up there.
Well, we're done nutting, so it's time to put on our assholes. It's time to grab our full body hazmat suits and laboriously pull them on, seal up all those seals that need to be sealed, and it's time for us to investigate the asshole.
Why are you so weird?
What do you mean?
Okay. Am I the asshole for eating only part of a piece of pie and throwing the rest away? Says user Miss Deb 99912.
Other 99,000 Miss Debs were already taken.
I guess. I'm on a trip with my girlfriend's extended family for about a week. My girlfriend picked some fruit and made 2 pies for dinner last night for about 10 people. By the end of the night, I hadn't had a piece, but only half of 1 pie remained. Holy shit. I guess there were only 2 pies. I imagine there were 10 pies. I don't know why. My girlfriend is a really good cook, and she said some people were wanting it for breakfast. I didn't want an entire piece because I don't really like this type of pie very much. Or any type, really. I hate the filling and love the crust. I only wanted the crust on the edge and the crust on the top of the pie. So I took a normal slice of pie. Each pie has about 8 slices. And I ate the crust on the edge and on the top of the pie. I threw all the filling and the bottom of the pie away. I told my girlfriend this. And she was upset and said I shouldn't have just eaten the crust, that other people were looking forward to eating it for breakfast and really liked it, as did she, and unless I eat the whole piece, it's a little selfish and wasteful. She was a bit mad, but I told her that everybody already had their piece, and this was my piece, and I could eat it however I wanted to, assuming that eating it was part of the plan. I felt like just leaving the crust and leaving the rest there would have been rude. I don't see how only eating part of what the piece was rude. Am I the asshole for taking a serving of pie, knowing I was only planning on eating the crust part of it and throwing the rest away? Why do people ask these questions on the internet? Stresses me out. I'm getting a headache like right there.
It's right where I have one. It's the asshole
the pie
headache.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here's a thought. If you know that you're not going to eat the whole piece of pie, first of all, consider, just maybe, not getting a piece of pie. Second thought, if you know that you desperately want a part of this pie that is part of a piece, the rest of which you're not planning on eating, maybe try to coordinate with someone who actually fucking likes pie, who would eat the rest of it instead of throwing it in the fucking trash. Or maybe if you don't like pie, don't fucking eat the pie.
How do we feel about like this guy like going in and making like a phantom piece of pie? Like when no one's looking, he, without touching it with his hands, shaves off the top and the crust and eats that and leaves the rest of the pie just in there as like ghost pie that someone else could enjoy.
Clyde says no. She told me.
I mean, I feel like that's better than what he did.
Yeah, that's a better solution.
There were numerous better solutions than what he did. So I think he's the asshole for just being inconsiderate and wasteful and wasting his girlfriend's pie that he doesn't even like pie. He said he doesn't even like pie. This makes no sense.
And it's also freshly made. They picked fruit to make this pie. This was a labor of love.
That's crazy.
Just go get a empty pie crust if you love pie crust so much and eat that. You can buy pie crust.
Would it be different if somebody had designated a piece for him that nobody else was ever going to eat?
Absolutely.
Yes, totally.
And I understand him saying that like one of the pieces should be his piece because everybody else had a piece. But that's only if you're not going to throw 90% of that piece in the garbage. Like you're just wasting food here that other people really wanted. And that your girlfriend spent this time in making. Like, I don't understand why that's such a hard concept to grasp.
I don't think he is in the wrong for only eating the parts that he liked. I do think he's in the wrong for removing a whole slice of pie that somebody else could have enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And this person says, as a home baker, you would have been tossed into time out for a while. Ask her nicely just to bake you some extra crust when she makes her pies. It doesn't take that much effort when you're already making a pie or two.
But you do have to have like another pie.
If she's picking the fruit to make these pies, then she is making the crust as well.
An upside down hat? Did I hear you?
I don't know what pies in. But it's just for the crust.
Like
so,
you mean the baking dish? The pie? What is that?
Yeah.
Tin foil.
See, what's it called?
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe it could be a hat. Lily, what is it?
What? The crust?
No. The tinfoil thing that the pie sits in.
Like
that Devin is calling an upside down hat.
It's a pie plate, Devin.
A pie hat.
That's not right either. That's not right either. We need to get this right so that he can't call it an upside down hat.
It's literally a pie plate. That's what it is.
All right. I believe you.
It's like what a cupcake sits in.
It's a pie plate.
It's called a pie plate according to Google.
Oh,
it's a pie plate.
A dog food bowl. That's what it is.
It's not a dog food bowl. It's a pie plate. That's literally what it's called. Whether it's made of ceramic, glass, aluminum.
I'm not saying it's not called a pie plate. I'm saying that a pie plate is a dog food bowl.
It's a bowl. Well, I don't like that.
It's a pie plate. Well, that's what it is.
Take it up with
your grandma.
Should I take it up with Beezus? I'm taking this one to Beezus.
Yeah, send it to Beezus.
I send that one straight.
She'll sort you out.
I need some help. Okay, well, yeah.
So
this person is the asshole.
Yeah, this person is, and it's only because they threw away the rest of the pie, is what I'm saying. The rest of the piece of the pie.
Mm-hmm. Okay, apparently some people call pie plates pie dishes, pie pans, or pie tin. Do either of those speak to you?
Pie.
Or if you're French, they call it a moule à tarte, or something that is more French sounding. Or if you're Dutch, they call it taartworm. Or if you're Spanish, it's pedazo.
To make the pie warm. Taartworm.
Oh, makes sense.
So that little
she hates all of those.
Doesn't have a cool little name.
No, it's a pie plate.
A pie hat.
Why did you think it had a cool name?
I don't know. What are the things that cupcakes go in?
It's bothering you so much.
Cupcake cup.
No.
It's a cupcake tin.
Something's wrong. I'll come back. I gotta call my mum.
Those are called muffin pans or cupcake
Muffin
pans.
pans. Yeah, but what about the little cups?
Do you know the muffin pan?
The muffin pan?
The muffin pan.
The muffin pan.
She's married to the muffin pan.
I don't know. This is one of those things. I'm having that Mandela effect where I could have sworn it was something else. And
what if it's the Mandela effect and the Mandela effect is just the Mandela effect affecting you?
It very well may be.
All right. Well, I think we're all in agreement mostly.
Asshole.
About this.
Well, we're not in agreement about the fact that it's a pie plate because apparently that can't happen.
Yeah. Ask your grandma. She's going to say pie hat.
It's not a pie hat.
Yeah. Well, just you watch. It's basically a pork pie hat upside down.
No.
All right. So we've discovered who is and who is not the asshole. All that's left is for us to continue saving the world one life pro tip request at a time. This week is an actual life pro tip request.
Yikes. I can't answer this. I have no idea. Good luck.
It's submitted by
Godspeed.
the Dream Thief 101. How to stop myself from being shoved around in crowded places. Whenever I walk out in crowded places like shopping centers, I always find myself being the one that needs to step out of everyone else's way. Otherwise, I just get smacked into. I regularly get forced into walls and have to do those little awkward dances when you walk into someone and you both try to go around each other in the same direction. 2 days ago, I broke 2 toes when a woman ran over my foot with her shopping trolley. It's really disheartening because it makes me feel like I'm completely invisible. Can I get some advice on how to not be knocked all over the place in crowded zones?
Wear a sign. Cover yourself in baking grease. So, like, when you go by someone, you just slip instead of
Oh my
bumping.
God.
I don't know. I bump into people.
Don't stop at covering yourself in baking grease. Cover yourself in everything you can get your hands on. It's not just bacon grease. It's your grease. It's car grease. It's mud. No one will get near you.
Cover yourself in spikes.
I think it also might be a confidence problem. I think maybe if the poster tries to like be in a more confident headspace and carry themselves with some pride,
Yeah,
perhaps they won't have as much.
do the
'cause I
mowing
feel-
over.
Well, no, not that. But like, if they feel invisible, I feel like they're presenting themselves in like a way that's like, oh, like I don't know, like somebody's gonna step on me. Like if you like walk a little taller, like be a little more just assertive in how you're presenting yourself. I feel like people are more inclined to notice that you're there. You know what I mean?
If you run into them first, they can't run into you
Good
first.
Lord. Not what I meant.
I know what you mean. I think that's true. Have an air of confidence.
Yeah.
And also maybe this person is looking at their feet when they walk or something. Like, keep your eyes well ahead so you know what's coming.
Yeah. Also, fireworks.
On you.
Keep setting off fireworks.
That
Or
will
get
work.
those little snap poppers where you throw them on the ground and then go and they pop. Do that. And anytime someone gets near you, you throw it at their feet.
Or wear spikes all over
Ooh, I like
you.
that. Just go in full battle armor to all the stores. No one will ever miss you again. You will never be invisible because you'll be in full plate mail. People
Yeah.
will
Yeah, and-
notice. They will hear you. You'll go clonk, clonk, clonk when you walk.
I was going to say that if you're in full spiked plate mail, face plates, spikes, everything, you'd be surprised at what you could just take out of stores. Just saying.
There you go. Just cover yourself in blood, and then people will think you're just like a crazy murderer walking around, and they're probably not going to bump
get
into you.
arrested.
Just start bleeding on people.
The police
blood,
will bump
fake
into you when they
blood.
take you to jail.
No, they won't. You just say that it's fake blood, and you're running late to film a horror movie. But then for everybody else, you look sus, and I wouldn't want to bump into you.
It's fair.
I think we did it.
Yeah.
That seems like the answer to me. I think we've established that these aren't just optional answers. They compound, and you have to do all of them at the same time. Dream
Yep.
Thief 101.
But of chaos.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Solving yet again
Thanks.
another person's life issues.
Yeah.
Woo!
We did. Thanks for listening to Only Mostly Thread. If you like us, you can follow us on socials everywhere where we're at Only Mostly Thread, which is super easy to remember. And if you like us, consider supporting us on Patreon because it's super cool and it goes a long way towards helping us make this thing a thing. And there are a lot of bonuses you can get, like access to the community Discord or juicy uncut episodes or a name shout out at the end of episodes, such as this. Thank you, Dave Downs, for being a patron.
Woo!
Woo, woo, woo. And then we all celebrate and we clap for 15 seconds. So you too, just like Dave Downs, can be one of the coolest people and handsomest / most beautiful people on the planet. And
Truly.
consider, supporting us on Patreon. Also, it'll get you a boyfriend or girlfriend if you want one.
Probably.
I think I used that joke before.
Or maybe a cat. It'll get you a cat.
Cut that. I'm still Devin.
9 times out of 10, this podcast will encourage cat adoptions.
Also, 9 out of 10 jokes are recycled.
Those are the best jokes. The ones that you just keep coming back to and beating like a dead horse.
Yeah, well, the horse isn't funny until it's mangled and...
Oh my God.
It doesn't
What
work.
is
It's
wrong
not a
with
good
you?
metaphor. I'm
No, I
still
get it.
Devin. I'm desperately trying to get out of this.
I'm still Lily.
Still Sarah. Nailed it. Ripped
You guys
it.
are so
Beat
weird.
that dead horse to a pulp.
Ripped it.
And remember, a horse is more useful alive, and your friends will think you're funnier.
No killing horses is what we're trying to say. I don't know why in such a roundabout way.
It's
but
already
please don't kill
dead.
any horses.
It's already dead. You're beating a dead horse. Come on.
I mean,
Yeah, I guess
fair.
that makes it fine.
Yeah.
That's it.